Joining us now, House Energy and Commerce Committee member, Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee, who's currently running for the Senate. Congresswoman, always a pleasure to see you.
It's good to see you.
Aren't Republicans, though, if you're running for re-election in the House, if you're running for office in November, aren't they worried about the impact on their constituents, on the voters, about these tariffs and the retaliation that could happen?
We are watching it very closely. Of course, we know that the intention is to punish bad actors and not the American consumer. So that is something everybody agrees on. We are concerned when it comes to auto manufacturers, auto parts manufacturers, boat manufacturers that we have in Tennessee that use a tremendous amount of sheet aluminum. We are watching it closely. You've got washing machine manufacturers that are there, and they're
We've already
concerned.
Imposed tariffs on washing
right,
machines.
And we're talking to them every day, and we're waiting to see exactly what's going to happen, what exemptions are going to take place, and how this is going to come down. Donald Trump goes through a process in negotiating, so we're in the conversation, talking to commerce and trade, and still trying to work through this.
Still, the bottom line is tariffs always wind up as a tax on the consumer, and there's really no way around that.
And I know the president's goal is to bring jobs back onshore, and that's why it's so important to stay engaged in this process with commerce and the trade rep and talking with your constituent companies who use steel and aluminum. A lot of tool and die processing in Tennessee because of the auto manufacturers that are there. And what you do not want to do is to take a step that is going to end up having them charge more. And of course, taxes and tariffs are something that give us concern, but also disadvantaged trade is something that has given us some concerns.
But you talk about, talking about bad actors, but Canada is a valuable ally.
Absolutely,
Mexico,
they are.
and particularly Europe. And
Absolutely.
So that's the one thing that a lot of people can't get their head around is if the real bad actor, in terms of stealing our intellectual property, in terms of demanding that U.S. companies hand over their technology in order to do business in China, that if the real bad actor in the room and on the world stage is China, so we ought to be, as I've said, locking arms with those allies, rather than essentially trying to protect 140,000 steel jobs in the United States, protect a union, while then basically putting all these other jobs and the state of the consumer in jeopardy.
And here's an example of that. I was talking with someone that works in this space, in the manufacturing space, and there is a particular sheet aluminum that they use that is not manufactured in the U.S. So you're disadvantaging them if they have to pay that tariff in order to get that product that is an essential product in the product they manufacture, then you're running their price up. China is the bad actor. They have been stealing our intellectual property for decades. They have stole, they've infringed, and yes, they need to be dealt with. And I know the Secretary Ross is working through that process, trying to get some concessions with them.
This is something that Lee raised, because again, it's not just the tariffs on steel and aluminum, it's the retaliatory tariffs on that are, I think the ones from Canada go into effect July the 1st, and they're targeting red states and Republican districts, whether it's on motorboats, sailboats, cranberries, targeting
pork, soy, which are Tennessee products.
We sent Connell's in on a soybean farm out in Iowa. Connell McShane, we're going to get to him. So it's obvious what the retaliation is meant to go after. But to that point, have business owners in your district, have they been calling your office saying, what the heck is going on?
What they are doing is calling, and we're talking with them about what the specific impact would be on them. And that's what you want to know, so that when you're talking with the administration, you can say, how about this? What is that impact going to be? Now, I met in Tennessee. Yes, and I've sat down and met with farmers in Tennessee. I have met with individuals that sell to small business manufacturers and those small business manufacturers themselves. And they're concerned about it because the tax cuts are working, they are ramping up, their orders have increased, some of them are adding production, and they want to keep the focus on growth and productivity. And their concern is, let's not do anything that is going to cause us to hit the brakes. Let's look at what is going to continue with a ready supply chain of the products that we need to manufacture the products we can sell and generate more jobs and more economic activity. So, of course, we're going to watch this very closely and continue the conversations with constituents and other policy makers.
But I listened to the people from the administration on Sunday yesterday. Peter Navarro was on with Maria. Larry Kudlow was on Fox News Sunday. Can they assure you and your constituents and the American people who are going to be hurt by this, American businesses, that there isn't going to be any pain? Or are they saying this is pain that you need to deal with? What are they telling you?
Well, we will see exactly how they're going to approach that this week. We're going back to D.C. tomorrow, and we will see what their conversations are going to entail. What we're trying to do is to arrive at a spot where we can say, you know, this is going to have an impact, this is not going to have an impact. Do not adversely impact the American consumer or the American manufacturer, the job creator.
I want to move on to North Korea. Congressman, the country shaking up its top military brass ahead of the summit between President Trump and Kim Jong-un set for June 12th. North Korea's top 3 military officials have been reportedly removed from their post. And now there are reports that Russian President Vladimir Putin has invited Kim Jong-un to Russia. Your take on this ahead of this high-stakes summit? Because, again, the president has the G7 this in Quebec this Friday and Saturday. Then he's got to go to Singapore for that, and then he's got to deal with later on pulling out of the Iran nuclear deal. So
I tell you what, they're giving America something to talk about, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I think that everybody's now wanting a summit. Putin wants a summit with Trump, and you know, so we're into the sit and talk. The good thing is, North Korea is at the table. This is a situation that has festered because it's languished for decades. And I applaud the president and his team and Secretary Pompeo, who is really doing a tremendous job, for getting him to the table and for having these discussions and trying to bring an end to this conflict. So that, I think, is to be applauded.